Hello, my name is Nella and we're in the Diet Bubble kitchen. In this video I'm going to show you how to make the chicks in blankets recipe. I've had a few requests asking to show how this is made, so here we go. In front of me you can see I've got some basic ingredients. I've got my eggs, I've got some spring onion, or you can use normal onion, just use the same amount. I've got some pork mince, I've got flat leaf parsley instead of curly parsley because I don't like the texture of curly parsley. I've got my little food processor, my baking sheet is lined and my pan is on. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our eggs on to boil. But before we do, I just wanted to show you one little thing. So here's my whole egg, and I don't know if you can see in the bottom I've got a little tiny pinprick of a hole. I've used this little gizmo here to put a little hole into the bottom of each egg so that when I put my egg into the water it's going to stop it from cracking. You can get these at department stores. I've had this thing for years. It's only a few pounds and it will stop your eggs from cracking in the water and you won't get the leak of the white. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what to do with your egg white. So you normally get an allowance for whole eggs and also for egg whites. And I do get lots of questions about this. So in front of me, all I have is my egg whites measured out in the jug. I've got a ramekin which I've lined with ordinary cling film. I have rubbed a little bit of oil in the bottom and it's barely a gram, so it's not really worth worrying about. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my egg white into my cling film. I'm going to seal it and I'm going to use the food clips to close it all up. So I've only got one pair of hands, so you'll see this in a moment. Okay, so we've now sealed up the egg white in its own little cling film bag. As you can see, it's sealed with 2 food clips. I'm going to pop this into the water to boil with the whole eggs and we'll move on to making the mincemeat. So my eggs are boiling away and you can see that the pouch with the egg white is starting to set nicely. So we're going to leave that for another 5 minutes and we'll check on that. We're going to prepare the mince mixture for the chicks in blankets. In my mini food processor we've got the pork mince, the flat leaf parsley, spring onions, salt and pepper. Now with the parsley I haven't used the stalks because it's a little bit woody at this time of year, so I've just cut off about the last inch of the flat leaf parsley. So I'm going to give this a blitz for a couple of minutes and then I'll be back to you. So the mixture's been blitzed in the blender and everything's finely chopped. My eggs are now peeled and as you can see the egg white, it kind of worked. So we're going to wrap this all up in the mince mixture. Okay, so we've divided the mince mixture into 4 portions for our eggs. I'm just going to take one of my pieces of mince and I'm just going to flatten it in the palm of my hand. It's like making Scotch eggs. So I'm just going to take one of my eggs and all we're going to do is we're going to start to wrap the mince around the egg. Now it will take a little bit of fiddling, but it is going to work. It just takes a little bit of patience. As I say, it's not too dissimilar to making Scotch eggs. And there we have it. Okay, so I've already prepared 3 of my eggs and now I'm just going to tackle the egg white. It's an unusual shape, so you have to tackle it differently. So I've divided my mixture into 2 halves. I've flattened one half on my hand. Place your egg white on top and then sandwich it with your other piece of mince. So we're going to almost create an egg white pie almost. So you're just going to spend a little time almost crimping the top and the bottom. I can't speak today. Just to close the gaps. I mean, nothing's obviously going to escape. There's no yolk, there's no white that's not set. But you just want to cover it all because we're going to bake it in the oven. As I say, it just requires a little patience and it will come together. And there you have it. Okay, so now the eggs are going to go into the oven for about 20 minutes. I've preheated it to 200 degrees Celsius. We'll pop these in, pop the timer on for 20 minutes and we'll see how they look. Okay, so 20 minutes have elapsed since we put these in the oven. They're almost cooked. I think maybe another 2 minutes and they're going to be done. Okay, so the chicks in blankets are now at the oven. You can tell they're cooked. If you give them a little feel, they'll be firm to the touch. So that's how to make chicks in blankets. I hope you enjoyed it and thank you for watching.